Apparently, speaking of updates, Samsung is already at the end of May pushing the June 2026 security patch update. Their monthly update, they're already pushing it. This happens once, maybe once a year, they'll push an update out before the month even starts. Now, how this works is Google issues these updates a month in advance. So Samsung's pushing the June update right now. How this works is Google will actually send Samsung the June update like at the beginning of May. So he's always a month early. He gives Samsung 30 days, essentially, give or take, right? To go through that code, add whatever they need to add for One UI, implement all their functions and features, or should I say it's the opposite. What they do is they take One UI and then implement the security patch into One UI, and then they'll issue it to users. So uh, we got updates. So mine was not available, but I'll certainly check tomorrow. And there also is a One UI 9 Beta 2 update. If you're running the Beta One UI 9 on your S26 series, on your S26 Ultra, there's an update for Beta 2 is now out and available. I have not. I'm going to stay away from beta for a little while. It really jacked up my S25 Ultra that I had and my Pixel 9 Pro XL that I had last year. It royally screwed those up. So I'm gonna take a break from the beta life. I'm scarred, quite frankly. I used to run beta on every freaking thing, on everything. All if there was a version available for any device that I had, boom, I was running it. I love to be on the cutting edge of stuff, but it just jacked my phones up so much. I don't even want to touch beta for a while. So I'm gonna do without. But if you do have a S26 Ultra running One UI 9, check there is a new beta update. And then everybody else on stable build, if you're just on One UI 8.5 like me and a lot of other people, majority of people, well, now the June security patch is out. So be on the lookout for that. I'm sure it'll hit your device, as I mentioned here, in just a day or two. If you have a Samsung device, it looks like you will be getting AirDrop with the Google Play System update, with the May Google Play System update. If you do not have an S26 Ultra model, I know they've come to the S25 Ultra or S25 series. But what about devices like the A56 or A57 or A33? What about a Galaxy tablet, right? Well, it looks like it looks like Samsung is starting to roll out this feature, and it's a nice feature to have, especially if you use Android, but a family member uses iPhone, or your significant other has an iPhone, but you have an Android, or vice versa. This is something that we opened as Android users we welcomed with open arms, but it kind of sucks how these companies like Google, like Samsung, are just allowing it on their latest models. And I get that to a certain extent, but I don't see why they're hanging on to it for so long. Meaning, I get why they're doing it. They do want people to buy the latest model because it has this AirDrop to quick share feature enabled, but it should only be on there for like a month, right? Like let it be on the flagships for a month, and then a month later push it to the S25 series, and then a month later push it to the S24 series, and then a month later push it to the S23 series. You see what I'm saying? Well, we've had this feature for months now, and they're just now starting to push it out to other devices, so including previous flagships. But this update, you don't get notified of this update, and that's why I'm always preaching, and I always put out usually a short when there is a new Google Play System update available, because unlike a software update where you get a notification, there's no notification. In fact, I guarantee you there's people out there that have no idea what I'm talking about and have honestly probably never updated a Google Play System update ever. So the easiest way to do this, and this handles all the back end stuff. This handles the Google Play services, meaning all of the Google functionality in the back end of the phone, the syncing with the Google servers, and it handles Android Auto and Android Google Wallet, all of these services behind the scenes that it essentially updates all of that stuff, which AirDrop to quick share feature is under that umbrella. Now, the easiest way to update this is go to your settings app, hit that little search bar that, or the little search icon, and just simply all you got to do is search for Google Play System Update right there. Type that in. It'll take you right to it. Just select it and then check for update. And restart your phone and you should be good to go. Now, this is coming to a lot of different phones. It's coming to, I had a list here, and this is what it looks like, just like this. It doesn't say, does it? So this is actually a huge update for opening this up to older devices. I saw in another article that this is going to be enable quick share to AirDrop update on devices like the A series, A57, A33, and some FE devices, as well as FE tablets as well. So thankfully, it looks like the time has come for them to roll this out to a ton of devices. So if you don't have the latest and greatest, but you're waiting on this feature, check right now. And if it's not there right now, check tomorrow. If it's not there, check next. It'll come. You know, these things take time. They take a few days from when you're hearing this right now. Give it a few days. Check it. I always check my phone for updates every single day. I just do it. It's just out of habit, right? It only takes a few seconds. You know, I'll do my app store update, Google Play Store update, check for those. I'll do my Galaxy Store updates. I'll check for those. And then I'll randomly do a Play System update, check for that. And typically I won't do a software update every day, but I do that like once a week, like clockwork, just to make sure I'm updated. And make sure you restart your device one time a day. That's what I always do. Check for updates, restart it. Because a lot of stuff that do come in updates, not just software updates, but app updates, won't kick in until you restart your phone. Plus, it's good for battery life. Plus, it's good for security. So it's just good habit to restart your phone once a day. Refreshes your signal, refreshes everything. Price hikes. So we knew this day was coming. We saw OnePlus, I think the OnePlus 15 is on sale. They do little flash sales every now and then, but I believe now not every region for OnePlus. I know in a lot of regions they raise the price $100. It looks like Samsung's about to do the same thing. Now this is going to come to the United States, I believe. They're going to raise prices. So you're looking at about 100 to 2, no, excuse me, those were euros. So if it's 100 euros to 200 euros, that means for the US it's going to be like 150 to $250 per device. And not good. Now, why is Samsung doing this? Well, they need money. I mean, their memory department might be doing great, right? We've all talked about how much money they're making hand over fist on selling memory, but that's a completely different department of Samsung. That's actually a completely different entity of Samsung. Samsung Mobile is a completely different company than Samsung, their memory department. So the memory department's doing great, but their phone department, not so great. And they're raising prices, which is kind of weird because they're raising prices because of cost parts. The prices for parts cost more to make these phones, so they're passing the rise in costs to me and you, the consumer, the end consumer. Well, you're like, well, why can't they take the memory that they make and put it in their phone so they don't have to raise costs? Well, it's not as easy as that, because not just memory is seeing a price hike, everything is essentially seeing a price hike. The vibration motor, the PCB board that we were just talking about, the motherboard in these phones, those are getting more expensive. Everything, the labor. So, man, it sucks. So if you're looking to upgrade, I would do it rather quick. I don't know when this is going to come. Oh, it says as soon as next month. Next month they're raising prices. So if you're looking to get a new phone, you know, maybe you're eyeing a Samsung, you might want to pull the trigger a month early, honestly, because prices are going to get higher. So It sucks, right? 100 to 200 euros per device. And that goes for the S26 series. It goes for the Fold 7, the Flip 7, and the FE models. So if you get looking to get one of those, you might want to do it sooner than later because you will see more expensive prices on these Samsung phones, and it's going to be up to the retailer where you get these phones if they're going to raise the price or not. Samsung is raising these prices on Samsung.com. Now I don't know if you get your phone at T-Mobile, are they going to raise prices? Probably. I don't know. It's going to be up to T-Mobile if they want to raise the prices or not. Of course, they have sales on these all the time, but I'm just saying they might, quite honestly, because that means the devices that T-Mobile purchases from Samsung are going to get, a little price hike as well. So it always filters down to the end consumer. You and I are the ones that get screwed all the time, quite frankly. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a new device here sometime soon. Remember that privacy display we were talking about Apple implementing on the new MacBook M6 or the MacBook Pro with the M6 chip in there? Remember we were talking about how they're going to lease that patented privacy display that Samsung has and put it on their MacBooks. And then I'm sure eventually the iPhone, probably the 19 Pro and Pro Max will start having it. Well, and they're not the only ones that's going to lease that technology from Samsung, because remember, they have the patent on this technology. Xiaomi is going to do the very same thing. Xiaomi is in negotiations with Samsung to bring the privacy display to Xiaomi phones. Now, the interesting thing is, it says as a software feature, because at first I was like, damn, I don't know if this is such a good thing, a good trend to get on, because it does decrease the quality of that display. Even when it's off, it's still not as good as the previous model, the S25 Ultra. I still think that has a better display than the S26 Ultra. And I'm like, damn, but I'm thinking, well, won't that mess up the MacBook display? I mean, not necessarily mess it up, but you don't get the very best OLED you can get when they throw this privacy display on there. Well, this says as a software feature, so I'm not sure if it's going to be less effective, but it will dim it to some effect when you look at it from different angles. I don't know if this is like privacy display 2.0 that we were talking about, where maybe Samsung comes back with the second generation of this, where it doesn't have such as an effect on the display. I don't know. This is interesting. I certainly don't use mine. I did it once when I first got the phone, and I've never turned it on since. So I don't know. It's kind of mixed feelings with this. Yeah, it's really cool, but I'd rather have a nice vibrant OLED display than this privacy display feature, quite frankly. And I hope Xiaomi, before everybody starts diving into this, right? Xiaomi, Oppo, all these companies hit up Samsung and say, hey, we want to lease your technology for our future products. I just hope this doesn't become a trend, because you're going to see a lot of grayed out displays on future products here coming up. But like I said, hopefully on their second version of this, they make it less intrusive on the normal OLED panel, because if I could have an option, I would take that thing out of my phone. So we'll have to see where that goes.